Welcome to the reTIRED podcast. I'm Riley.
And I'm Noah.
We're former professional athletes turned parents and business owners.
We created this podcast to talk about sports, life, and everything in between.
Thanks for joining us. Let's get to it.
That swallow just gets you going every time.
I've never actually wanted to strangle a human being as much as I want to strangle you when your throat makes that noise when you swallow. I don't know.
I love you too.
Like, that's
good stuff. Nothing better than that after a long, overstimulating day with the kids. All right, well, welcome back to the reTIRED podcast. Today we're talking about all of the worst parts of baseball and softball.
just a really uplifting episode, I think.
Yeah, just really good stuff. Good stuff for the heart, making you realize how much these sports can suck sometimes. Not all the time, but most of the time.
Most of the time.
I'll let you go
off.
first. Yeah,
I'll
ladies first on this one.
I mean, the most obvious thing about the game is how much you mess up. Literally failing 24/7.
Yeah, lots of that.
And you just can't help it.
Part of it. Why did we sign up for that?
I don't know.
I ask myself that every day now that I'm washed. Why did I pick the only team sport that seems to be really individual and seems to be packed with failure? People say 7 out of 10 times. It feels like more than that.
Definitely feels like more than that.
But yeah, it's just like, why did we do that to ourselves?
Nobody told us.
Yeah.
No one tells you when you're 6 years old.
But it's
playing
interesting.
T-ball.
It's interesting how at like 6 years old, we found enough joy in the little
Well,
success.
you're not getting out that often in T-ball. I mean, like, everybody's safe in T-ball.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it always felt like, yeah, you don't realize it's a game of failure until you're like 14.
Like, I have lessons that come in who are like 9 or 10, and they're still hitting 800 over the weekend. And it's like,
enjoy it.
yeah, relish those moments because we know.
Here goes Yogi.
Pretty soon it'll be hitting 200.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully not 200. She's coming over to join that podcast episode today, actually. Welcome, Yogi. Because being over there with her nails and her crying noises wasn't enough. She just wants to be involved.
She does.
Yeah, I mean, obviously failure is the big one. But I also feel like Yogi leaving the primacy, she was bored. Hopefully our viewers aren't also leaving right now. I feel like if you know what you're getting yourself into and you can just like mentally be prepared.
It's too late. By the time you know what's going on,
you're too in love with it. You're sucked in.
You're sucked in.
That's fair. Yeah.
You're committed.
Gosh, should have played golf.
Should have played golf.
Because at least that is when you fail, it's like,
it's all your fault.
that's on you, dog. And is that worse? Is it worse when the failure is all on you, or 70% of the failure is because the sport is just hard?
I mean, the course isn't like trying to get you to mess up.
Yeah.
Like a pitcher's trying to get you out. So
Yeah, I mean, some course designs are tough to make you have to be crafty, but like, you can't blame anything besides maybe the weather.
Maybe.
But the elements are the same for everybody.
Yeah.
So it really is all on you. Is that worse?
No, I think it's better.
Yeah, you're in total control.
Yeah.
And when you fail, you have to completely own it.
Yeah.
I agree, that's better.
Definitely.
I own my crappy golf game every single day that I wake up.
Yeah.
And it feels fine.
Well, it's also not your job.
Kind of. A little bit. A little bit.
No.
One day. Anyways, no, that's a good one. Okay, we'll just bounce back and forth because I've got many. So there's going to be more than one. And just like less of a deep one here. I feel like it's easy to smell bad with baseball gear. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What?
yeah, it just stinks. Like, baseball gear just stinks.
Like, what piece of equipment stinks?
Batting gloves. Batting gloves stink.
Yeah, but those are like easily replaceable, or like scentable.
We get it. You grew up in a country club neighborhood.
You know what?
Scentable. What are you doing? Spraying Febreze on your gloves?
Yeah, I mean, like disinfectant spray
I
goes a long way.
I had a kid the other day ask me if he could put his Bruce bolts in the washing machine, and I was like, no, don't do that.
They're leather, baby.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah,
no, if you're listening and you have stinky batting gloves, either like baking soda, just like sprinkle it in there, and then like shake it out, or just spray disinfectant spray after your game is over, or like put hand sanitizing wipes in there.
Or just embrace the stench, you know.
No.
It's part of it. Yeah, it's just kind of more of a lighthearted one. I just feel like our gear, and I don't know because I didn't really play that many other sports. Obviously football, like football players smell all the time.
I feel like hockey is what you always see in the commercials. With the Febreze commercials, it's all hockey.
I can imagine that gear gets pretty stenchy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess I'm being dramatic then. You know, we really only have like one piece of gear that can...
Maybe like helmet, like the helmet cushion.
Catchers, sorry guys. Yeah. Like, it's just... It wasn't meant to
just
be.
Pack the Febreze in your bag. Yeah. With you.
Don't use Febreze though, because you'll get cancer.
True. It's toxic. Yeah. We're a non-tox household.
Proud. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that was one that came to mind. It's just like stinky.
Stinky?
Yeah. Okay, you go.
I've got one. I think this is more of a girl thing, but after games, trying to put your normal clothes back on. For most girls, I think we just wear leggings. This is mostly like high school and college.
Yeah.
When you're changing out of your uniform into your civilian wear.
Why is it only high school and college?
Well, because like you don't change after your game in travel ball. You just go home and you're...
okay. I thought you were talking pro ball.
No. Like you're changing at the field most of the time. And you put on your leggings, but you're just sweaty. And then putting on leggings when you're sweaty is probably top 10 most difficult things to do.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's like putting on socks when your feet are still a little bit sweaty.
Yeah, but like your whole leg. Yeah.
It's super suctiony.
Because leggings are usually pretty tight.
Yeah.
They're supposed to fit kind of tight. Man,
and I know what the viewers are thinking. They're like, well, why didn't you just shower?
Girls don't shower.
Yeah.
If you're a girl and you're listening to this and you actually showered in the locker room showers, please let us know, because I want to identify who the psycho people are that listen to us.
I thought it was psycho not to shower. Like I thought it was crazy when you first told me that. I was like, really?
First of all,
guys are like pumped for it. They're like
the locker room showers.
I guess that's a guy girl thing. Yeah, the guys are like partying the showers after the game.
No, we did not do that.
First one in, last one out.
What?
It's a Key and Peele skit.
Oh.
Or maybe SNL.
Way over my head.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got one. And this is for my pretty much every minor leaguer. Except now I've heard it's getting better. I wouldn't know because not selling. I got cut. No, actually, I heard something the other day about the indie ball team that I finished my career with.
Mm-hmm.
The Cleburne Railroaders are flying everywhere this year.
What?
Do you want to know how miserable that travel was on a bus that had no AC half the time?
Bus broke down every trip.
Our bus breakdown percentage had to have been 70%. Mm-hmm. And the shortest drive for us in that league, 9 hours to Kansas City, was the shortest road trip we had.
Didn't you almost miss a game or had to forfeit a game?
We missed a game, forfeited, and it was the 4th of July game, and we got fined. The organization got fined $25,000
for missing a game.
For missing because that other team was relying on like that profit for that night to be pretty good. We got stranded on the side of the road in Wisconsin with a broke down bus that did not get repaired, and we were in the middle of literally nowhere. The only restaurant, and we walked there about 3 miles, was a gas station, like barbecue joint. Pretty good.
I thought you were going to call a restaurant a gas station a restaurant.
No. Travel, especially in pro ball, obviously not if you're a big leaguer. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't know about that. Or AAA or AA. Single A travel is pretty tough, but in the Penn League that I was in, it wasn't too bad because all the places were fairly close. But like indie ball travel was brutal. Those bus rides were brutal. It always smelled a little bit bad too. Like the bathroom had the smells of the bathroom would get out onto the bus, and it's just like
They'd seep.
imagine 35 grown men packed into a tight space with not much airflow, especially when the AC was off. Those were some of the worst times of my life. But college, kind of the same, not nearly as bad. But for JUCO guys, and again, I wouldn't know, but I've seen like they pack into 3 or 4, sometimes like 3 or 4, 5 or 6, I don't know how many of those, just like Sprinter vans. And then they're going long ways, and then same thing on a bus, long ways. Probably not
I
a
almost
sleeper.
feel like a Sprinter van would be better.
I do too, but I don't know though. You get in those rows, and it's like, it's nice to have your own chair on the charter bus. You get in those rows, and it's just like 3 dudes in a row, and those seats are not comfortable.
The
But-
bus seats are not.
But are you thinking like Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van? Because
No,
I'm thinking
I'm
like
like the-
GMC
yeah.
2001.
Yeah, like the high school vans you
Yeah.
get.
So I can imagine that's got to be brutal. But at the same time, silver lining, some of the best memories you'll have playing the game, I feel like, are bus ride memories. Like in college, because again, we flew maybe twice a year. Once to the conference tournament, and then once to like, I think we played Georgia Southern or Georgia State, and that was always a fly. Everywhere else we drove. But some of the best times you have is, playing card games in the back,
Yeah.
goofing with your seat buddy, like
On our
so.
private planes,
Yeah.
we really didn't have a whole lot of bad stuff.
Moral of the story: play Power 5 if you can.
We legit, so in College Station.
Y'all didn't even go through the airport.
No, we only flew commercial, like big airliners.
Commercial.
Commercial for preseason tournaments.
Wow.
For the SEC, we flew charter, and they were the small planes that had like 30 seats on them. And so sometimes you'd be like, if you were an upperclassman,
The American Eagle.
yeah, you would sit in like the row of 2 by yourself.
Nice.
So you had like a place for all your snacks
Wow.
and backpack and stuff, and then you had your little thing, you do your homework on your laptop, and
Meanwhile, I'm
you
playing
pull up
professional baseball.
up on the runway. Like we would pull up in
Yeah.
our Aggie bus on the runway, walk on,
Wow.
don't even like check your, well, they check your IDs, I think, and then walk off whenever you get to there, and there's a bus waiting for you.
Work hard, kids, so you can fly private and not take 10-hour bus rides everywhere. Because
Shout out to Title IX.
it's only
SEC.
fun for about the first 2 hours, and then it's like, oh my gosh, are we there? Okay,
My turn?
your turn.
Okay, everyone can relate to this. Strawberries. Strawberries on your sliding leg and on your hips from diving.
I have a weird take on this.
Okay.
When I posted my retirement post, because that's something you have to do when you retire, you gotta
Obviously.
post and let the world
I never
know.
did.
Yeah, but you never really were sure until like
So I posted
she's retired.
4 years removed.
Actually, our podcast says it.
4 years post.
Riley's not playing pro
Last
softball
game.
anymore, if anyone was wondering.
Hey, I don't know.
I bet you could.
That door is still
You could.
slightly open.
Although after hitting your ground balls the other day, I'm not too sure. No, I'm just kidding. You could. You
That's
could.
rude.
I always wonder that, like how we would do if we just decided to start the grind again. I think give us 6 months, we could be competing again.
I just would never want to do that. I don't
No,
think.
I wouldn't want to. I'm just saying. I think 6 months we could be back on the horse
I think for $1 million I would do it.
for sure. Anyways, back to strawberries in my retirement post. Weird, but that's one of the things I missed the most about playing the game.
Are you okay?
The feeling. It's so weird.
Peeling the sheets off your strawberry?
No, that's the worst part. The gooey,
After you wake
the
up
gooey
in the
sheets.
morning?
Those are tough. But
The
like
shower where it stings?
that's the feeling. That was one of the weird. Like I was sitting there and like actually deep in thought, and I was like, "Hey, what am I gonna miss the most about this game?" And I was
I'm
just
worried
thinking
about
it.
you.
And it's one of those things that you just know is like obviously it doesn't feel good, but it's like I don't know. It was always like a sign to me of like, man, I did something today with the game. Like
You must not get strawberries that often.
No, I literally have permanent scars all over my body, especially
All
my
over
sliding,
your body.
My sliding leg, my right knee, my left hip, because I have big hip bones. So anytime I slid head first, strawberry cut. My elbow here, there's one. So
Why? Your elbow?
head first sliding, just yeah. And also, I didn't play on SEC manicured fields like you did.
Okay, first of all, softball dirt is usually very hard. Like, if you are a travel ball, what?
Not in the SEC.
They're rocks. They're small rocks on purpose. That's the best dirt, is small rocks. But if you ever played, if you're listening to this and you played travel ball and you played in the states of Colorado or California, you understand exactly what I mean. It is...
Those are rocks.
Rock hard with like a sprinkle of dirt, a dusting, if you will, of dirt.
And it's gone after like one, the batter's box
But our dirt in SEC, most places, was just really small, like gravel type rock was like the top soil, and then underneath it was the more finer. Yeah. Fine.
And the way they watered it and stuff, it was packed firm, but it was like it had some give to it.
Yeah. But still, I mean, you're still getting rocked.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I
mean, all of our practice pants at A&M
ripped
holes.
Yeah. Anyways, back to strawberries. For me, weirdly, it was a feeling of I did something good today in the game. And that is, for some reason, when I retired, something that like I genuinely will miss that feeling. And I know it's weird because it's pain, but I don't know. You don't have any sort of like pain that brings. I sound like a psychopath.
You are.
I don't get off on pain. Like, I don't love pain, but like for me playing baseball, the strawberry pain in the shower that night was a sign of like, man, I got dirty today. I did something. I don't know. I just miss that. Maybe it's because late in my career I didn't have it as often because I was riding Major Pine. And I was just like, God, my jersey's not even dirty. And I'm just like, I did nothing today. That was fun. My butt hurts. Just sitting on the bench. I got splinters in my butt.
You actually sat on the bench?
Sometimes.
Really? I've never actually sat on a bench post like 12U softball.
Yeah, well, you've never sat.
That's not true. I did it.
I mean, yeah, when you're playing a 140 game schedule and you're sitting the bench a third of those games, actually 2/3 of those games, you're going to get off your feet a little bit until like the 7th or 8th when you might need a pinch run or pinch hit, get the body loose. But yeah, no, I love strawberries. Weirdly, I don't know.
You're crazy.
I think somebody watching this will relate to that.
Nobody, just you.
Leave a comment, chat. Strawberries are a good thing. It's a good pain. No pain, no gain. Back to me. Okay. The worst parts. Ooh. Popping out in foul territory. Sucks. I would rather strike out looking at 3 pitches.
Here's the question.
And not even taking my bat off the shoulder.
Do you run?
No.
Because in softball, we run.
I know. Y'all run everywhere. You guys strike out and run back to the dugout. In baseball, I'm standing there and watching and like, oh my God, I suck. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, that's how that goes.
I agree. That's pretty tough.
I would rather strike out than pop out in foul territory. But the pop out in foul territory that is dropped sometimes, because those are sometimes just sketchy plays, and that feeling of like,
or like on purpose, like it's situationally.
Yeah, that's rare. But just the new life, like, oh my God, thank you so much, and then you strike out or something.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, pop outs in foul territory are quite possibly, in my opinion, the worst thing you can do. Second,
popping up a bunt in foul territory?
No.
Popping up a bunt in foul territory in ITV.
Like, I don't know. It's like there's something about swinging and popping it up because you suck so bad that it goes in foul territory. Like if you bunt, you pop it up. It's like whatever. It was bunting.
I feel like it's even worse. Bunting's like the easiest part.
Well, I know it's easy and you should be able to do it, but it's just like whatever. It was a bunt instead of like, man, I just took a G hack and I popped it up foul. What an idiot. But that one does have a slight competitor, and I want your take on this as opposed to whoever else I would be talking to.
Yogi.
The nubbed ball, the cap shot back to the pitcher that you have to run to first. Or there's one other option, the drop third strike that you have to run out. Which of those three is the worst? Pop out in foul territory, cap shot back to the pitcher, drop third strike, you got to run it out. Because now I'm almost thinking...
Probably a drop third strike. Because, like, not only are you embarrassed because you suck so bad you struck out.
On a ball in the dirt, most likely. On a ball that was not even catchable.
Or in softball, sometimes it's a rise ball that literally sails. The catcher couldn't even jump and catch it. And now you're running for your life to first base, and you're probably going to be out.
But if you are safe, do
you feel... you're out twice.
Yeah. But if you are safe, do you feel better about the
No.
Yeah.
It's almost even more embarrassing.
I'm almost thinking the nubber back to the pitcher might be worse than the pop-up foul because
pitchers have the yips all the time.
Yeah, but I'm talking like the one that they literally field and then they run over with you and they're like
they don't do that in softball.
Gotcha, bud. You suck. Yeah, there's not time in softball. Like you nub one to the pitcher in baseball and you have 90 feet to run and they're right there with you. Like, gotcha. That might be the most degrading thing in baseball.
Okay, I believe you.
I don't know. Leave a comment, chat. Pop out in foul territory. Swing and a miss. Nubber to the pitcher or drop third strike. What's the worst?
Drop third. Final answer, drop third. What's your final answer? I mean, you just said the pitcher.
The pop out in foul territory. There's something about watching it come down and then that walk back to the dugout. At least like the nubber, you ran something out. And you don't have to face embarrassment in front of everybody. It's just more like down the first base line. So, yeah, I got to go pop out foul is the worst. Okay. Can't stand it. All right, back to you.
I think one of the worst parts ever in the history of our game is...
when y'all wore shorts?
No, those are actually great memories. No, it's live at-bats during practice.
Why? That's the best.
Okay, we have 18 people that hit on our team. At A&M we did most of the time 17, 18. And everybody gets 2 at-bats. You know how long practice is? When everybody gets 2 at-bats. And this is after you've done your defense. This is after you've done your hitting groups. This is after you've done pretty much everything. You're at the field for an additional, like, probably 2 hours.
Just taking live at-bats
on defense. Like you're playing a game every single day.
That's tough.
And, you know, you have 3 tests in the morning.
I think I've got one worse, though, if we're on the topic of practice.
Running for the infield?
And this was, oh, gosh, that's not what I was going to say, but yes. Oh, my gosh, being an outfielder. Outfielders, go grab your helmets. We're doing bunts. Bunt defenses.
Okay, but I have a different perspective because for the majority of my career at A&M, I was the only third baseman doing bunt defense.
Yeah.
Literally doing wind sprints.
That's what I was going to say is, what is the worst practice? It's got to be bunt coverages, picks, and cuts and relays.
Except for it's fun, though.
They all seem to be packed into the same practice.
Situational
I swear.
Defense.
It's like situational day. We're going double cuts and relays. We're doing bunt defense, and we are doing picks.
See, as a third baseman, double cuts are very easy because they just take one step.
Think about this day for the outfielder, though. So we're going to start with double cuts and relays, where the coach is going to hit piss rods to the wall, and you guys are going to run just over and over.
But it's not like you're the only person at your position.
We're going to run these balls down. Okay, there's 2 people at every position, but we're doing freaking 12 of each rep. So we're doing a bunch of running there. Most of the time, that's followed by just like letting it eat with the arm as much as we can. And my arm sucked and always was in pain, so that was never fun. And then it's like, all right, bunt coverages, outfielders, come run after you guys just ran everywhere doing.
But that's like part of your job description. I feel like you have to kind of like it.
I'm just talking about the worst parts of it.
Okay.
Didn't like it.
Okay.
This was the worst practice day, and I think any college baseball player will agree. Bunt coverage, cut and relay.
Any college outfielder will agree.
No, I think no.
No, and it's like fun. That's like part of the art of playing infield. Bunt coverages.
I will tell you, my infield
first and thirds.
My infield teammates. Oh, and rundowns too. My infield teammates will tell you those days sucked.
Ugh, they don't have any love for the game.
The best practice days are where it's like, hey, we're gonna do in and out, couple reps everywhere like we would before the game, and then we're gonna go hit BP on the field, or we're gonna do a coach pitch inter squad, or just a regular inter squad. Those were great.
So you like not doing anything pretty much.
I like hitting. Not a big defense guy, if you couldn't tell. I did like base running, but not when it was like, hey, bunt to third, run to second, so that they can throw the ball there and get you out every time. But like in-game base running,
you don't get competitive. You don't like want to
like when
win
we're doing,
every single thing.
I will say this as an outfielder, when we would do rundowns, pickles, I feel like it was fun to like make the infielders mess up.
Yeah.
Except the more they mess up, the more we had to keep doing it because coaches are like, no, we're not going to leave
I
until
know,
we get
but
it right.
you also want to like win games.
I know, but that's a lot of running after doing cuts and relays.
What's worse, running or losing?
Oh my gosh, dude, we get it. You're a winner.
Not me. I'm just asking a question.
No, you're right. But it would, and I was competitive. I was competitive, so that those days used to frustrate me because like I was like, I'm not going to take it easy on my infielder so that we can just get this over with. Mm-hmm. But I also want them to figure it out because I'm getting exhausted running just nonstop in these stupid pickles because they can't freaking pick a lane and hit a guy in the chest.
Like baseball, softball.
But that being said, when I was a first baseman for a short time, I was also that guy who couldn't pick a lane and hit a guy in the chest. So it's like, I get it. But yeah, those practices, and I swear they're always on Wednesday. Wednesday's the day. It's the worst practice day. Freaking bunt coverages, picks and relays, and cuts and relays, and pickoffs and rundowns.
But those are the most important parts of the game.
Those are where games are won and lost.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, especially at the college and high school level.
Yeah.
You want to know what you never really do in pro? That.
Because no one cares about winning, I feel like.
That's true. And everybody just knows by now, like, everybody's pretty much on the same page. Like, hey.
Are they?
The ball's hitting the left center gap. You go here, you go here.
When was the last time you saw a sacrifice bunt in professional baseball?
No, I'm just talking about, like, cuts and relays.
I'm just talking about basics.
Yeah. I mean, playoffs usually. You'll see a couple in the playoffs every year. Mm-hmm. When they really want to win. It's so weird.
Is it my turn?
I don't remember. I feel like you said that one, and then I just like
piggybacked.
Yeah,
just
stole my show.
That's cool.
So yeah, your turn. Yeah.
I also have a piece of advice to go along with it.
Gold.
After a tournament or a game, let's say you still have your uniform on. You're in your hotel room for the night. You're back home. You take your pants off. Dirt. Everywhere. Yeah. And then it's just like gritty underneath your feet in your bathroom. Please stop. Please stop. Until you vacuum or whatever, until, you know.
You vacuuming the hotel room?
Well, no, until the maid comes or whatever. If you're at home, then yeah.
No, yeah. And then like you go and shower and then you're like hotel specifically on the road in college or something.
Yeah. There's only one of those teeny white towels for your like feet
you
mat,
go and shower
mat, whatever it's called.
When you come out and you're trying to get changed for bed, you're walking in.
It's like exfoliating your feet. Piece of advice though.
To avoid.
Take your pants
shower
off
at the
in
field.
the shower. No. Take your pants off in the shower. So the dirt is in the shower, and then when you shower, it'll drain.
Or, hear me out. Shower at the field.
No.
So, like in college, y'all would go back to your hotels on the road and still have your game uniforms on? No, you changed.
Yeah.
And you left your loop at the field, right?
No, our loops are usually at the hotel.
That's right. Yeah. And then the manager comes by and grabs them.
Yeah. Or not, because we don't ever rewear our uniforms on the road. We have
when I
specific
think in
sets.
college,
Actually, you know what? I know I'm right, because we didn't do laundry on the road in college, because when we got back to the field, the night we got home, we would always go to the field first, obviously, because everyone's cars are parked there. Mm-hmm. And we would lay out each uniform we wore, and they were always dirty.
See, I don't remember if it was college or pro that we... I know for a
fact...
In
pro, we had loops in the hotel.
I know for a fact, pro, the opposing team does your laundry for you, and you have to pay. You pay their club guy money for doing your laundry.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's their job. Like, that's how they make their money, is obviously club dues, but then opposing teams pay the club guy. And it's like an unwritten rule, like you have to. There's no not doing it, because the guy's doing your laundry for 3 to 5 days straight. So, but it is nice because you don't have to worry about dirt in the hotel room. You just shower at the field, leave your clothes there. Next day, it's hanging in your locker. So nice. That was the pro life. That was probably the nicest thing about minor league baseball. Everything else sucked. I could do a whole nother episode about what sucks about baseball and just call it minor leagues. And then I'll just say everything, and it'll be a 5-second video.
Nice.
Not fun.
What's next for you? Do you have anything else?
I think I really put out all the ones I really wanted to talk about. I think pop out in foul territory takes the cake for the worst thing in baseball.
You know what else is the worst? We've talked about this before. When you're playing infield, and most embarrassing moments kind of situation.
Yeah.
When you make a bad throw when nobody's on base, as an infielder, there's nothing you do. Like you're just standing there.
Yeah.
As whoever's supposed to be backing up runs and gets it, and like you have a front row seat to the person that's running around all of the bases because of your bad throw.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the worst things ever.
I feel like at third too, it's super awkward because if you sail first, the right fielder should have been backing up. They get the ball. The runner maybe is on its way to third now, and then you have to like go and finish the play.
Yeah, which sometimes if you get the out, which I had done before,
Yeah, it feels nice.
It's kind of nice. Yeah, it's like, okay.
I ended up still getting
Saving
the out.
myself.
Me, I made the error and got the out still.
Yeah, it's actually not counted as an error because they
Have
were
you ever
out.
doubled up though, where it was like sailed first, right fielder backed it up, threw it in, you dropped the ball at third?
No.
Good.
My defense, I'll say this, usually fielding it was not my issue.
No.
I made errors on throws, so that was my thing.
You had an insane glove.
Thanks.
All-American for a reason. Best hands west of the Mississippi.
Well, most of the SEC is east of the Mississippi, so that's awkward.
Well, best hands west of the Mississippi.
Thanks.
Well, that's a good one. I think it's a wrap. 30 minutes. That's long. And I'm tired. And it is 1:48.
Is it really?
No, I don't have a watch on. Just my guess. But I would assume it's something like that. No, we started at like 12:30.
Yeah.
That's a wrap on the worst things about baseball and softball. If you like what you heard, leave us a sub on YouTube and be sure to check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And that's all I got for you, ladies and gentlemen. Signing off, reTIRED Podcast, episode something. Good night. Going to bed. Bye. No, I'm not. I'm going to stay up and edit this.